Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, I have a bunch of different news to share with you guys about Donald Trump, about how he is flailing, how he, again, I have more proof on top of what I shared with you guys last week that he has just lost it. He has lost his populist mojo, his populist finger on the pulse. His political instincts have just turned to crap. Like the guy doesn't know what he's doing and he's just flopping around like a fish out of water. So I have that evidence to show you guys. I also have a story that I'm so irritated by because it's like we're still pretending to believe the Trump administration, where the news outlets are still going along with their lies, with their bullshit about Donald Trump. So I have that to show you. I also want to talk to you about some stock trading that he did, which is just obscene. So let's start off with this. Donald Trump was just asked about his decision to allow for the importation of more beef, in other words, dead cows, into the country for Americans to consume, to buy and consume. So he was asked about, well, what do you think about how this is going to affect our farmers here? And here's what he had to say.
What do you have to say to U.S. farmers who feel that the deal is benefiting Argentina more than it is them as
Look,
they are?
Argentina's fighting for its life, young lady. You don't know anything about it. They're fighting for their life. Nothing's benefiting Argentina. They're fighting for their life. You understand what that means? They have no money. They have no anything. They're fighting so hard to survive. If I can help them survive in a free world, I happen to like the president of Argentina. I think he's trying to do the best he can. But don't make it sound like they're doing great. They are dying. All right? They're dying.
Yeah. So I guess, all those farmers who voted for him, who are going into bankruptcy, losing their farms, losing everything they own, some of them taking their own lives, they're fine, according to Donald Trump. We have to be concerned about Argentina. We have to concern ourselves with that country. So just more evidence that his whole America First thing was a total and complete sham. Next, I want to show you another video. So this was Donald Trump talking about housing prices and why he doesn't want to bring the prices down for anybody and how he thinks, people who want the prices to come down, they're just lazy. So take a listen.
Keep those prices up. We're not going to destroy the value of their homes so that somebody that didn't work very hard can buy a home.
Yeah. So that somebody who didn't work very hard can buy a home. Like all the people who are working multiple jobs who still can't afford a home, all the young people and young couples who want to buy their first home, who can't get into the market because wages have not kept up with, inflation in general, but definitely not the price of homes. And here's the thing. As many of you know, I worked in the real estate and mortgage industry for many, many years, almost 2 decades. I get it. Like it is without tanking the entire economy, without destroying the entire economy, there is no way to bring down prices, right? I mean, it's about the market. It's supply and demand. About the only way you can bring it down as the government is you build more homes. That brings the prices down. He's not focused on that. Not focused on that at all, as evidenced by what I have to show you next. So take a look at this. First, I'll show you guys his post on his liar social, his failing social media site. He flipped out. We don't know why at this point, because this is something he freaked out over something I brought up to you guys like weeks ago when Thomas Massey, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tucker Carlson, I think it was Joe Kent and a few other people, they all met at Tucker Carlson's lodge or something, some property he has over on the East Coast. And they're discussing putting together a third party. Okay, they're talking about putting together a party that would rival the Republican Party in its current iteration. And Donald Trump, for some reason, is just now melting down over that. Like I said, this happened weeks ago, don't know why he freaked out about it now, other than the fact that he is failing. So here's what he posted. I mean, just the biggest tantrum ever. He said Tucker Carlson just met with lightweight former Congressman Thomas Massie and Marjorie Trader Greene. Losers all. Tucker's views have fallen through the floor and will only get worse. Nobody cares about him any longer in that he has become totally irrelevant and happens to be, surprisingly, a very low IQ individual. He could barely get out of college, and maybe he didn't, but only really dumb people can't make it through that wonderful 4-year time in life. Tucker wants to run for political office, but he should be required to take a cognitive test. He's got no chance, but could probably take a couple of points away from whatever the Republican ticket happens to be. Tucker is a loser and always has been. Marjorie, neurotic young woman, went from ultra conservative to a liberal fool, all in a matter of weeks because I refused to return her phone calls. Not because I didn't like her, just because I had no time. She was way down in the polls in Georgia because I took away my endorsement and would have had no chance at winning. So she, just like everyone else, quit. Thomas Massie has turned out to be a failed politician and a real jerk. He thought it was really wonderful to vote no on everything, no matter how good, strong, or proper the legislation would be. What a team this would be. 3 losers and a pocket full of change. The only chance they have is to join the radical left Democrats and try breaking into the primary system. To all of them, I say, praise be to Allah. President Donald J. Trump. What? Like, why? Why praise be to Allah? We don't know. We don't know. Again, random punctuation and capitalization of certain words. No reasoning behind this. Anyway, Thomas Massie replied and basically said, like, yeah, Trump is posting about this now because he's failing and he sucks and he knows it. But yeah, this guy is just out of his mind. Like, is it possible he just now saw that photo and saw the posts about it? I don't know. It's possible. I mean, and maybe because he is so busy with other things like this. Take a look. Trump made more than 1,000 trades in the month of June. 1,000 stock trades in the month of June, totaling millions of dollars. But please tell me, MAGA, again, how you just are against corruption, how Nancy Pelosi has gotten wildly rich off of her position and her husband's stock trading. Yes, she did. And yes, it's wrong. But you cannot talk shit and slam the left for things like that or Hunter Biden's paintings and then sit silently while Donald Trump is just grifting off of the American people and making 1,000 stock trades in 1 month. Stocks, by the way, that he can manipulate, that he can change the value of. Anyway, there was also this that came up, which pisses me off. Trump has gained 23 pounds in 3 years. Doctors warn his weight poses a strong risk factor. Okay, in this article, they talk about how Donald Trump went from 215 pounds 3 years ago to 200 and I don't know, whatever, 30 some pounds now. Why are we still lying for him? I'm sorry. No. This man has not been in the 200s in decades. And I'll tell you how I know this for a fact. My father, at his heaviest, was 6'1" and weighed 365 pounds. Donald Trump is 3 bills minimum. He is at minimum 300 pounds. I would bet so much money on it. I seriously, I absolutely Know that for a fact looking at him because he's built just like my dad. So stop lying. Why are we still pretending that this man weighs less than he did or that he does? I'm so sick of the media. I swear to God, they just go along with this shit. Again, has not weighed in the 200s in a long, long time. Anyway, there you go, guys. So yeah, he's losing it, and we don't mean the weight, obviously. No, but nobody's going to say he's on Ozempic. We'll just put it that way. And yeah, and this is not to fat shame anyone, but why are we lying? Why do we have to lie for him? Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.